Hello, my name is Suoper from Mitchell Foreign Language High School. And our delegation will be presenting on the discussion under the topic of stresses to reduce carbon emission. Among 5 different countries, I am representing Nepal for this presentation. Climate change is an urgent issue for all of us and poses an especially grave threat to vulnerable countries like Nepal. We believe this discussion as well as the resolution provide practical solutions to effectively reduce carbon emissions. Nepal wants to leverage its abundant hydropower resources to convert to renewable energy. However, this process needs technical and financial support from developed countries. Thus, we call for supporting developing countries such as Nepal to efficiently utilize clean energy like hydroelectric power through technology transfer and financial cooperation. In addition, we strongly recommend accelerating the development of carbon capture and storage technology and propose the introduction of carbon pricing schemes such as carbon taxation or the emission trading system. This is an important way to reduce the use of fossil fuels while reinvesting the revenue generated into eco-friendly infrastructure and renewable energy technologies. In addition, we call for debt relief and financial incentives for developing countries to transition to renewable energy. This is an important step to reduce the burden in response to combating climate change. Nepal is confident that resolution will play a major role in reducing carbon emissions and creating a more sustainable future through cooperation among its countries. We ask for the support of all member states.
Hello, my name is Choi En from In천광역시교육청 Middle School, and I am representing China for this presentation. China's position and proposal on the climate crisis are moving towards simultaneous consideration of economic development and environmental protection. China is the world's most populous country, and it has lifted hundreds of millions of people out of poverty through economic growth. But it is also true that carbon emissions have risen sharply in the process. As a result, China seeks sustainable development and is moving toward its carbon neutrality goal. In 2020, China expressed its strong commitment to the international community, declaring its goal of achieving carbon neutrality by 2060. In the process, China is implementing various policies to expand its share of renewable energy and its dependence on fossil fuels. However, China proposes to look at the problem of carbon emissions more impartially from its point of view. In other words, it proposes to set climate goals based on proportional population carbon emissions, taking into account each country's historical responsibilities and current development conditions. Considering a population more than 1.4 billion, China has relatively small emissions comparing to developed countries based on carbon emissions per capita. Through this, I believe that China has the right to continue its economic development as a developing country, and that developed countries should take greater historical responsibility for the large-scale carbon emissions they have committed in the past. China recognized the importance of global cooperation, but it also says that each country should set goals appropriate to its economic reality and development stage. Therefore, it is suggested that it is necessary to maintain equality in responding to the climate crisis through proportional population carbon emissions, and strengthen global cooperation to achieve sustainable development.
Hello, my name is Hansef from Changho Middle School. And I'm representing the United States of America for this presentation. The U.S. is committed to enhancing sustainable growth in Northeast Asia through the development of a battery supply chain under the Inflation Reduction Act, which is a policy that the U.S. Department of Energy supports investment to solar panel manufacture, as electrical and renewable energy sources have gained momentum and are becoming more and more important than ever. We need to establish a more reliable and resilient system in terms of carbon emission. We have three main ideas to propose: establishing the battery supply centers, regional alliance for regional resource management, and regional battery recycling system. First, we will establish battery supply centers across Northeast Asia. These centers will bridge between the U.S. and our partner countries to produce batteries more efficiently and effectively. Second, we form a regional alliance focused on regional resource management. Region is a key of batteries, and this collaboration will promote responsible and sustainable practice in mining and processing. Lastly, we will launch a regional battery recycling program. This program will encourage the use of battery materials which can minimize waste. In conclusion, these initiatives demonstrate America's commitment to leading in clean energy and sustainable economic growth within Northeast Asia regions.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Goni Han from Chungho Middle School, and I am representing Japan. Before the presentation, I would like to say that it's my pleasure to present today. To start, we'll look into Japan's energy usage in detail to address carbon reduction efforts. Currently, over 75% of the energy consumed comes from fossil fuels, which is a significant portion. This is mainly because of the Fukushima nuclear disaster. Before the incident, nuclear energy accounted for over 10% of Japan's energy mix. However, after the incident, Japan reduced its reliance on nuclear power, which led to an increased dependence on fossil fuels that were already dominant. As a result, carbon emissions surged and created significant environmental challenges, especially after the United Nations announced SDGs. In response to the carbon emissions issues, the Japanese government pledged to increase the share of renewable energy and introduced the FIT policy. This policy encouraged the government to purchase renewable energy at a fixed price to stimulate domestic production. However, despite these efforts, the share of renewable energy remains insufficient and fossil fuels continue to dominate the energy landscape. Therefore, we would like to propose a solution to the issues. As you know, Japan is renowned for its advanced technology. By leveraging our advanced technology strengths, we can either invest in or support neighboring countries to help them produce renewable energy, which Japan can then import. With Japan's investment or support for neighboring countries, the energy-producing nations receive support for development, and Japan moves closer to its carbon neutrality goals of mutual beneficial arrangement.
Hello, we are Mingyung Kim from Hyunsong Middle School and Hanil Park from Ongnan Girls High School. We are the representatives of New Zealand. Carbon emissions are a pressing environmental challenge that affects us all. Therefore, our NEAS PEC countries have adopted a resolution aimed at reducing carbon emissions and promoting the use of renewable energy across the region. New Zealand has made an effort to address carbon emissions under the Paris Agreement. We have set a target to achieve a 50% reduction in carbon emissions by 2030 compared to 2005 levels, with a strong focus on renewable energy sources and carbon capture and storage technologies. However, due to financial challenges, we adjusted this goal. Despite this, we remain dedicated to increasing energy efficiency, expanding wind and solar power, and promoting electric vehicles, with 87% of our electricity now sourced from renewables. In this context, the resolution we are discussing proposes a key measure, the implementation of carbon tax, which has garnered support from member states. The resolution explains that each country will impose its carbon tax, with the collected fund directed toward international organizations supporting research and development in renewable energy. This initiative aims to accelerate our collective transition to clean and sustainable energy technologies.
However, during our discussions, several significant concerns were raised by several countries. Some countries did not agree to impose carbon taxes because they lacked the technology to generate renewable energy. Developing nations, such as Nepal, highlighted the challenge they face in advancing renewable energy due to financial constraints. To address these challenges, we have identified two key points of agreement. These graphs shown on the screen aim to assess countries lacking advanced renewable energy technology by promoting joint research initiatives. This collaboration will foster the development of innovative renewable technologies benefiting all participating countries in all regions. This class commits to providing financial support to developing countries to enhance their renewable energy capabilities. For example, New Zealand could offer financial assistance to Nepal, which has the potential to the development of renewable energy but lacks the necessary funding. This comprehensive approach not only resolves the difference among member states, but also ensure that all countries are able to contribute equitably to the global effort in transitioning to sustainable energy. Thank you for your attention.